Welcome to the second part of the dashboard tutorial. In the first tutorial, we saw how to create a new dashboard and customize it by adding the logo of the company and the name of the company. Also, we saw how to create the choices field that are going to display the records from our tables. In this tutorial, we'll go a little bit further by making it more customizable and also implementing some automations and also analytical displays. The first part is for the customization. We see that we have some buttons here that we don't really need for the dashboard section. And it can also be a little bit dangerous if all of the users are able to delete or create new records directly from here. So if we go to the admin mode and open the edit field section, we can remove these options from the table view, and let's now save. If we refresh this page, these buttons will not be appearing anymore. Also, as we remove the global search, if we go to the search function and search for any data, the dashboard table will not appear, as it doesn't really contain any data, but it only works for displaying the information from the database. To disable these buttons here, we can go to Edit Field. So where we have Create New Records and Delete Records, we should put only the admin. In this way, only the admin will be able to create new records and delete records. For readability and writability, all of the users should be able to access this. And let's save. In this case, it doesn't change how we see these buttons, but if a user is invited as an editor or another custom role, they will not be able to click on these buttons. Moving forward, we can also add buttons in our dashboard to add new records in our tables. So let's go to Layout Elements and create a button. And let's bring this button to the top of the table view. Now, with this button, we're going to use it to create a new record in our client's table. So let's click on the wrench, and on click, we'll put the following code. Let C equal create clients. And then we can pop up C. We can name it, add new record, and let's save. Now, if we click on this button, we see that it is going to create a new record in our client's table. We can use different buttons for each of the tables, or we can use the same button. It really depends on how we prefer. If we use separated buttons, we need to display them only if the choice is selected. But if we want to use the same button for both choices, we can change the formula. For example, if our choice is equal 1, so if the choice is for clients, then we will create a new record in the clients table. Else, if the choice is equal to, so if it's equal invoices, then we will create a record in the invoices table. So let's copy this and copy it down here and change the client's table. So let's put here invoices, and instead of else, we'll put and save. So if we're still in the client's view and add a new record, we will create a new client. Else, if we are in the invoices view, it is now going to create a new invoice. Moving forward, we can create a dashboard that is going to give us some analytical displays. So for this, let's create a new tab and call it Charts. In our previous tutorial for charts, we learned how to create charts that are linked with the record. For example, this one here that actually displays the information from the invoice items. But we also saw how to create charts that represent the information from the table itself. So let's do the same and create the same chart in our dashboard. Let's create a chart here and select the invoices. Okay, and in our invoices, let's change this to line chart and edit the columns. So we want to display the invoice date with the format year and month. And assign this as grouped. Then we put our sum and assign this as a sum. Okay. And let's change the data series and make it as smooth lines. So here we see all of our months directly in the dashboard. And we can create other charts like that. And in the same way that we inserted a filter in our table view, we can do the same in the chart. So let's create a number field here with the year. We're going to have to put something to differentiate this field with the previous one that we used in the table view. Okay, so let's save changes. And if we put here 2022, for example, it is not going to change anything, but if we change our formula, first we'll assign the year to be the year that we want, and we select the invoices where the year of the invoice date is equal to the year that we have inserted, and save. Now we have the chart only with the sum that we have. So if we put 2021, it will change how we see this chart. Now, if we don't have anything here, the chart is going to be empty. But we don't want that. We want to display everything if we don't have selected a year. So what we can do here is put an if condition. If we have something in Y, so if Y has been filled, if the year field has been filled, then we select this. Else, we select all of the invoices. And save. Now we see that if the year is empty, everything will be selected. And if we select only one specific year, only one year will be selected. The same can apply to the chart, but also to formulas, right? So if we put the same formula here in a formula and maybe put a count, we're going to be counting all of the invoices that match this condition. And if we don't have a year selected, we'll count everything. So let's put here count of invoices. So we know here that in 2022, we had 8 invoices, and this is how they reflected with the sum. While on 2021, we had 3 invoices, and this is how they reflected. And with this, you can move forward, add new charts, add new formulas, and have a whole set of analysis that you can do with your system. Now, going back to our page, what we can also do is bring the dashboard table to the top. We can also hide the other tables. So, for example, if we hide our other tables, you see that the database will be more clean as well for the end user. So it really depends on how you want to display your data. So if we go back here and remove the admin mode, we see that we have a very clear view of our system. So this depends a lot on how you want to display your data. Thank you for watching our tutorial series. Make sure to follow these steps and take your Ninox database to a next level. Congrats!
Ninox.